getting you on film now.
Oh, right.
More heavy-handed the police are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
We have got some.
I mean, it's working itself out here because the awareness is being raised, like by throwing some transparency on the church and showing just who the sponsors of the cathedral are, like Goldman Sachs, Rothschilds, JP Morgan, like Rockefeller, Corporation of London, the Masonic Lodge, Canary Wharf, London Stock Exchange. They're all sponsors of the cathedral. So you can understand why there was pressure on the clergy to resign. So, really, if you think about it, we had to expose the fact that there was corporate pressure, because you have to ask the question, was God bought by the corporations? Are the clergy being forced to do the corporate's biddings? Which is a big concern, because it asks the question, who owns God? And if the corporates have bought God, like, can we know how much for? So maybe we as the British public can have a whip round and see if we can get a few pence more and buy God ourselves. And that way we can have God on our side. But luckily enough, when it came to that stage, of course, the Church of England had to fall on the side of practicing what it preaches every Sunday: compassion, love thy neighbour, humanity, the people and the poor. So for it to fall on our side was inevitable. We just think it's a shame. It cost a very decent man with integrity, being the canon, Sir Giles Fraser, his job.
It wasn't inevitable. You made it. It turned out a little bit that way, but it wasn't.
It wasn't our fault as such, but it exposed a big crack, or a big problem.
Holding a mirror up.
Yeah, that's all we did. Yeah, and we're doing the same with politics, and we're making sure the names come out every time. Goldman Sachs, Rothschilds, Rockefeller, like JP Morgan, all the people that are behind the corporations.
I watched that Capitalism, Michael Moore's new documentary.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Well, no, I mean, I haven't seen Michael Moore's one on that. I've seen He's Not a Loose Change.
But yeah, I mean,
see, I'm not an anti-capitalist. I don't think that capitalism's screwed. I think it needs a lot of work and reform, along with the banking industry. It needs so much reform. And this reform needs to happen now. It's too late.
Right now. We've got cartellism.
Got cronyism. We've got cronyism as well. We've got corporates getting legislation put through by our governments.
We need to get rid of the isms.
Well, what we need to do is get the politics out of money.
Form of slavery.
It is, yeah. As soon as something goes into an ism, then it becomes wrong.
Take the politics out of
classism.
Take the money out of politics and we stand a chance. Or make it transparent so we see who's paying what to whom and for why. Because then we know really who's pulling the strings of our government. When we elect them in, we elect them in to work for us, but it doesn't matter who we elect in, they are corrupted straight away by the corporations and their kickbacks for consultancy fees or after dinner speaking. It all starts nice and slow, but it builds up into a big crescendo, and the corporates own the government, and the corporates are owned by the elite. So can't have that. That's got to change.
Well, hopefully you'll do